Hey, what is going on? It is Wednesday here in Daytona Beach. We're at the Holiday Inn Resort. Beautiful day. Hanging out with my old Navy buddy Jeff. Daytona Beach, kind of famous for racing motorcycles and cars down the sand. Food truck, Phillies, corn dogs.
That's crazy, man. Still up loud, people driving on the beach.
Yeah, down the way there, you see the little pier. There's Joe's Crab Shack out on the pier, and I stayed at a hotel down there a couple of times by the pier. We'll probably go down there later. There's a bar, restaurant right on the water called, I think it's Ocean Deck. But I have a bunch of IHG points. If you're interested in the IHG credit card, there's a link at the top of my channel. I'm all about miles and points. We just ran over to the VFW. Yeah. Talking Navy stories. Jeff's my old buddy. We met on the ship back in '84. I'm still friends with a lot of old shipmates. My good buddy Gordon, Austin, Texas, and Zwick. Hey, it's a pretty good couple of nights stay here at the old Holiday Inn Suites, Daytona Beach. We're hanging out with a bunch of Marine recruiters. I think they were in town, some kind of conference, all the recruiters from Florida. One of these, I think he was a staff sergeant, I'm not exactly sure, was explaining to us. But we are going to jump on the road and head back over to the other side, Clearwater. And then I need to buzz out of Tampa tomorrow. I think I'm Tampa to, I don't even know. I think Dallas, Fort Worth, then on to San Diego. Well, hey, good morning, everybody. I'm at Tampa Bay Airport. Going to head into the Admirals Club, heading to Dallas, Fort Worth, I believe. And then back to San Diego. Let's go see what's going on at the Admirals Club here at 9 in the morning. Now, it's a long shot, but there's a flight leaving right now. I'm going to see if they have a first class seat with miles. If not, I'll wait 2 hours in the lounge, do a little work, and ride that seat. Let's see. Sometimes there's an empty seat. So that didn't work. I could have gave up my first class seat on the flight in, I think it's an hour and 50 minutes for an exit row middle. I'll wait. Go into the lounge, do a little bit of work. It would have been better to get to Dallas a couple hours earlier. I might have even got on an earlier flight. I think there is I probably would have broke even. I think there was a flight from Dallas to Phoenix to San Diego. The Dallas to San Diego, I think I would have missed. But anyhow, I wanted to get that block of time, even if I stayed on the same flight leaving Dallas to knock out some work. But work, just a little YouTube editing. So no big deal at all. And I got the boot out of the Admirals Club. I am just traveling with a first class on points ticket to San Diego, and that's not good enough for the Admirals Club. I do not have the whatever the Citibank AA. I have a Barclays AA, but that's not good enough for the Admirals Club. No big deal. I'll go find a priority club and kick back for a little bit. I'm starting to think I should have, I was going to say jumped on that plane to Dallas, but it was a middle seat, exit row, and I'm not going to be able to get in the Admirals Club there either. But plenty of clubs. Wish I had the American Express right now to get in the Centurion Lounge. I think they have one in Dallas, but I do not, so I'm just gonna have to rough it. Not that big a deal. Yeah, I'm getting a little rusty on my rules. I knew that. You had to be flying international. I don't know. It's been, I guess it's been years since I'm running around the airports in the U.S., but this was just a last-minute trip. I bought the ticket 3 hours, I think, or bought it, used miles to come out here and visit my buddy in the Florida area. And now I'm running back to California, finish up a little business, then I'll be heading back to Bangkok, and I'm ready to get back home. if I would have thought about it, I had at least 2, maybe 4 United passes that were expiring that I didn't even think twice about, and I just got another United card. I could have probably did this trip on United just as easy and visited that lounge, but I'm going to go track down a priority pass if they even have one in here. I think only have about an hour and a half. Not that big a deal. Well, I tracked down a priority pass lounge and it was a mess. Just completely full. There weren't any places to sit. Chex Max and some muffins that they put out, and people immediately grabbed them all. I mean, I don't know why one person needs 6 muffins, but I watched it happen. So I'm just kicking back in a nice empty little gate area, and I'll knock out a little bit on the laptop. I'll look forward to my lounges in Tokyo or Korea. I'm not even sure. I'm probably heading back in 5 or 6 days if all the legal dots or T's are crossed and I's are dotted. I'm a little tired here. It was a long night. My buddy and I were hanging out at the VFW, drinking those $2 beers and trading old sea stories. But if I'll try to head back through Japan. That's my go-to. But Korea is always nice. Those lounges. Hopefully, I'll be on a business ticket if I play my cards right with my miles and points. If not, I'll deal with that when it comes to it. But crossing an ocean in business class is usually the way to go, especially if it's $50 on miles and points. Getting on I think it's a 737, Tampa to Dallas. I hope there's food. Normally there is when it's over 900 miles, because I didn't get anything to eat, and they're boarding early. It's 10, I don't even know what time it is, but they're boarding about 30 minutes early. And no complaints on my, whatever it is, seat 2F. Actually, I'm in the wrong seat. I'm in 1F. Baggage handler's hard at work. And what is that? Porter. Never heard of Porter Airline. I did just hear that there is some weather over Dallas, but they do a pretty good job of winding in between those thunderstorms. Captain just said it's going to be a pretty bumpy flight, a lot of thunderstorms, and a little bit longer flight, later arrival, trying to duck around those thunderstorms. I think I have a 2-hour connection to get to San Diego. Should not be a problem. And I had forgot that I pre-ordered beef. Otherwise they're offering chicken or some type of salad or a cheese platter. I guess you could have pre-ordered.
7 minutes. As a reminder, American Airlines does have a quiet cabin policy. If you're listening to entertainment or music.
So that's looking pretty good. And the captain just made an announcement that we're going to have to do some circles in the Dallas area. We took on more fuel than we're going to need. I guess the thunderstorms were cleared up. He was expecting to have to go kind of a longer route to get in, but the weather's moved on. I know I've brought that up in the past, and some people don't understand that the plane doesn't top off on fuel. Fuel's expensive. I fly the little Cessnas, and I think a gallon of gas is about 6 pounds. So when you're taking on tons of fuel, that can make a big difference on these shorter flights. Yeah, we're coming into Dallas. Looks like we got lucky on the weather. Emirates 777, I believe. solid landing. Here's one of the new stores at the airport. You tap your credit card to enter. Shop, select your items. You're charged for what you keep. Walk out, zip out, exit. Scan the QR code for your receipt. There's no attendant. And there's the Hyatt Regency here at Dallas Fort Worth. I've been in there at least 2 or 3 times for different miles and points convention. That is the only way this mailman is getting on some of these premium flights for basically free. There was a frantic dad on the train. Sounded like he was from Italy. One of his kids stayed on the train. And this is a big, long train here in Dallas. I was just on it for, I don't even know, over 10 minutes. And they made an announcement, we're looking for Leonardo. Pick up the emergency phone. And he was at the next train stop, but Dad was still in a little bit of a panic. I don't blame him. The kid's a long way from home. And our plane just pulled in. It looks like everything's on track to probably board in 25 minutes. Our 3-hour and 5-minute flight from Dallas to San Diego. I mentioned it before, I'm flying today on American Airlines Advantage Miles, which I got through a series of credit cards, the Citibank American card, the Barclays. I think I have a Barclays open right now. I'm not exactly sure. To be honest, I kind of rotate through all the cards as they allow me to have them every some 24 months, some 48-month language. I have some links if you're interested, and I'll try to remember in the description of this video to link my How I Earn Hotel and Airline Miles video. I know it's a small crowd of US folks that are interested in that, but I don't know, give it a try. It's a pretty nice hobby, and it's a nice way to fly basically for near free. I'm not sure exactly what I'm paying today. I think $5.75 in airline tax. Could be wrong, but it's not much more than that. I know I flew Japan Airlines first class from Bangkok to, where did I go? To Chicago, to Palm Springs. I know it's kind of a convoluted way to get across the ocean, but I did it for $55 US and 110,000 American Airlines miles, which isn't bad. You could easily pay 450,000 miles for a business ticket. Well, there's secrets, and not really secrets, but you just have to have a little patience to find those sweet spots, but it's worth it if you do. But if you look at my channel bar, there is, I think it says links, and it will open up some of my Chase offers. I don't know what's there. The Chase United card, I think the Chase, the Sapphire, that's kind of my everyday card, the Sapphire Preferred. There's also the Sapphire Reserve, which is a good card to get into lounges. I'm working on another card right now, the Capital One Venture for lounge access, but they're all good. Sometimes you look at those cards and say, oh, that card's $400 a year. But in the case of the Venture, it comes with a $300 travel credit. So if you're going to be traveling, no big deal. And if you did use one of my links, I'm grateful. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and I usually earn 10,000 points for sending a new customer to whichever credit card. I'm in the same seat today, 1F, that I flew on the Tampa flight. Probably ordered the same meal. I'm a sucker for the beef meal, so let's see if I remember to check that box. They were not offering beef on the flight coming in from Tampa, other than if you pre-ordered it. But I don't know, the other option was a chicken Caesar salad and something else. So that wouldn't be bad. So back up in my familiar seat, 1F on the A321. It was a 737 coming in, but this A321 appears to have the exact same seat. A domestic first class seat. There goes the Lufthansa. I think it's a 777. Taking off out of Dallas.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff.
And it looks like the fire engines are waiting for somebody. Hot brakes. Could be anything. I've seen this view coming into San Diego hundreds of times. Balboa Naval Hospital, Balboa Park, and you can see the parking lot for the San Diego Zoo off to the left. Downtown's on the other side of the plane. That's Highway 163. Bankers Hill, Hillcrest, a little bit off in the distance. My favorite rock clubs in the world, right? We just went over at the Casbah. That was Interstate 5. And a nice smooth landing. Marine Corps Recruit Depot Boot Camp in the background. Good to be back in my hometown for at least another week, and then I'm anxious to get back to my new hometown of Bangkok, Thailand. There'll be more videos to come. Walking around town,
with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign
and other areas around Thailand. If that's something that interests you, consider subscribing.
Take a moment to check your seat back pocket.
You take it easy. Have a good afternoon from San Diego, California. We'll see you.